Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
A police operation in the Launceston suburb of Mowbray late today has resulted in the arrest of a 25-year-old man. The targeted operation in Truscott Grove involved ununiformed police and detectives from the northern and western districts. Neighbours had front row seats to the unfolding drama.
I was there having a smoke, and next minute, a bunch of police rocked up and people in camouflage jumping out and men in ski masks and all that. So, yes.
The vehicle driven by the man was towed, while another person at the address was clearly unhappy with the attention. Police have not yet revealed why the man was taken into custody. Back home, and with our warmer weather, attention has turned to keeping us Tasmanians safe, with drowning incidents likely to spike this time of year. Surf lifesaving patrols diving back into business, maintaining a watchful eye on our waterways in a bid to keep them fatality-free.
Busier by the day, Clifton Beach a hot spot for water babies, lapping up the warmer weather.
It's so nice to see everyone enjoying the beach. I love coming to the beach on my days off.
But with greater foot traffic comes greater risk. Joshua and Olivia taking every precaution necessary to keep spirits afloat on the first day of summer patrols.
When people don't know the local conditions so well, we need to make sure that they're in the safest possible place. A, so that we don't have to go and rescue them, but also B, they can have a nice time, get back home safely. 4
people drowned in Tasmania between July last year and June this year. A grave reminder not to overestimate your ability when entering waterways.
If you do see someone that needs rescue, it's really important that you're a strong swimmer, or that you find a strong swimmer, and that you take buoyancy, particularly a surfboard in coastal locations.
According to Royal Lifesaving Australia's 2023 drowning report, 26% of fatalities happened between December and January, weekends recording the highest number of incidents.
People tend to not stay between the flags because they get crowded or things like that, so lots more people and more craft in the water.
Swimming between the flags indicates that there are no rips in the area that we've patrolled, and those are the most dangerous parts of the beach. Beachgoers
also asked to keep alcohol and drugs off the sand, a small price to pay for a swell summer. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Shooting high in the sky over Launceston, a burst pipe is responsible for this impressive waterspout, showering cars along Quarantine Road in Norwood. Visible from suburbs away, some drivers were putting the water to good use.
3 car wash.
The broken main leaving some residents without water, which has now been restored. Drivers have been assured their personal data is safe after a parking app widely used in Tasmania was hacked. EasyPark has confirmed customers' names, addresses, phone numbers and credit card details have been stolen in Europe and the UK. But the company says its Australian operation is separate and no Tasmanian customers have been affected. Lifeblood Australia is desperately seeking donors, with 150 Tasmanians needed to roll up their sleeves before New Year's Day. Lifeblood's Kath Stone says there's no time to waste if you're feeling healthy and well.
Only last 7 days, and so we need to keep them stocked. O&A groups are used regularly, so we're calling for anyone with an O&A group to come on in.
Head to lifeblood.com.au and book an appointment. Well, the wait for a taste of summer is finally over. Just 2 hours ago, Tasmania's Festival of Food and Wine threw open its doors, and it's already a hive of activity, on track to break attendance records.
It's the moment they've been waiting for. The taste of summer officially open for business, Hobart providing perfect conditions to celebrate its return.
We can't be more delighted with the blue sky, with the way our site looks. It's the best we've ever done, we've ever seen it. Ticket sales couldn't be stronger.
More than 6,000 people predicted to pour onto Princes Wharf 1 just on opening night.
I don't think there's any better place, an introduction to Hobart, than to have visitors on a day like today, sit by the water and have some of the best produce in the world.
Everything we've done here has been so great and so amazing, and just can't wait to take in even more.
We need these festivals in Tasmania at all times of the year to attract interstate and overseas visitors, and the taste plays a really important role in that.
90 stallholders ready for the rush, eager to dish out their culinary creations.
Our favourite paella, for example, is the scallops and calamari, which are all local products.
Extra hands brought in to help with this year's event, extended by 2 days.
We've been able to hire an extra 15 people just on a casual basis to work at this festival over the next 2 weeks.
Today's opening day rush, just a taste of what's to come. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
A Tasmanian photographer is about to capture his 50th consecutive Sydney to Hobart race. While plenty has changed over the past 5 decades, one thing has always stayed the same: Richard Bennett with a camera in his hand.
He spent half a century dedicated to his craft.
It's my goal to photograph every boat every year.
Now, in 2023, Richard Bennett has done just that. From line honours to the last vessel, he shot them all through rain, hail and shine.
I see the shot before I take the photograph. The harder it blows, within reason, the happier I am, because that's where the action is.
If it's action he wants, it's action he gets. A typical workday involves a 3:30 wake-up call, heading to the airport before snapping the boats as they race along the Tasmanian coastline.
I get an absolute thrill. I absolutely love it.
The only downside, it gets a little chilly.
It gets very cold when you're out there for 8 or 10 hours without a door.
For Richard, it's quality over quantity, using his decades of experience to compose, capture and develop every shot with precision.
I take 3 or 4 typically of each boat, and I don't take the photograph till I've composed it to my satisfaction.
At 78 years old, the veteran snapper has no plans for slowing down, with his busiest day of the year yet to come.
Now, Richard certainly knows a thing or two about getting the perfect shot, but while he takes to the skies to capture the line honours, the best place for us is right here at Race Village, iPhones in hand, perhaps rivaling the legend himself.
iPhones are getting very good. A camera is only as good as the person who's holding it.
And for half a century now, Richard has proven to be the best. Madeline Kerr, 7 Tasmania News.
No chance of a race record, but it's shaping to be the tightest of finishes to the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. Andrew Comanche holds a narrow lead over Law Connect, 153 nautical miles out from the finish line at Constitution Dock. A wet and wild race with 6 retirements so far. The winner is likely to cross the finish line tomorrow morning. Sailors are also on the water tonight in the Launceston to Hobart. In its first offshore race, the Porco Rosso is rounding the northeast coast with a narrow lead for light honours, but with 20 other vessels hot on its heels.
Morning preparations at Inspection Head are a familiar routine for the Sundowners crew. On board the 3-time Launceston to Hobart winner, it's strictly a family affair.
We've done a lot of sailing together, so yeah, there's mum, my stepdad, my partner and my sister on board.
They're cool as cucumbers aboard race favourite Fork in the Road after claiming line honours last year for the 9th time.
We're looking for 10, so that keeps us coming back. We've had the highs and lows, the windy ones and the light ones.
But when the starter's gun fires...
Clear start. Godspeed to Hobart.
It's newcomer Porco Rosso blowing the field out of the water with a blistering pace. The all-female crew aboard Lawless planning to give them both a run for their money.
You're not going to be first over the line, that's pretty obvious against big boats like Porco Rosso and Fork, but the boat has previously won on ratings on PHS and everything, so I think we got a good crack at it.
It's a spectacular sight as the fleet snakes towards the open ocean with spinnakers unfurled, putting on a thrilling start for the crowd lining the pier as the field of 20 tussle for position in the race's 17th running.
Well, it gives everyone the chance to race offshore. It's more accessible than the Sydney to Hobart, so it's cheaper.
less distance obviously, heaps of camaraderie because most of them are Tasmanian crews.
From the mouth of the Tamar, it's a 285 nautical mile dash south to Hobart. It's been smooth sailing so far, but the weather isn't expected to stay this nice for very long.
Tomorrow, when the hard westerly airstream comes through, there'll be fun and games.
The Tassie sailors are unfazed by the weather system responsible for the Sydney-Hobart bloodbath as it moves southeast.
We just go out and race the boat and try not to break it, and try and make it to the finish line in one piece.
Jeff Vaughan has named an unchanged Hurricane squad from Saturday's win over the Renegades as they aim for 2 from 2 against the Stars at Launceston tomorrow night. Ben McDermott is included after a last-minute withdrawal on Saturday. Mac Wright, who stepped in for him, appears on the extended list. It's unclear, though, whether he'll get a start, despite helping the Canes to their first victory with a 140-run partnership with Matt Wade. An international field of axemen and women are sharpening their blades, ready to converge on Exeter for the annual woodchopping carnival on Friday. 60 competitors, including a former world champion, will put blade to wood in the 10-event program. The carnival includes a women's standing block handicap event for the first time in Tasmanian history.
Good evening. It was another warm to locally hot day about Tasmania, with a few showers about the northeast and inland parts. Today, Hobart 25, warm in Launceston 29, 27 for both Devonport and Burnie. Further across the island, the state's top today was 30 at Bushy Park, Grove 28, Luncheon Hill 27, Low Head 26, Flinders Island and Strawn 25, King Island 23, Lyweenie and Friendly Beaches 22, St Helens 21, Maria Island 20 degrees. Today, a band of low-level cloud near Burnie extended to Bruny Island in the south. Another patch of low to mid-level cloud is over the northeast. A low pressure system spirals from southeastern New South Wales, directing plenty of thunderstorms over the immediate area. Tomorrow, a broad area of low pressure lies over central parts, with a trough extending into central Queensland and another near Perth, as a cold front approaches western parts of Tasmania. West to southwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, tending southerly towards the west coast, increasing to 30 knots in the afternoon and evening, with swells building to 2 metres. The Bureau have issued a strong wind warning between Stanley to Low Rocky Point, to also include Frederick Henry, Norfolk, Storm Bay and the Channel. A shower or two forecast for the south tomorrow, Hobart 22, Cygnet 23, 24 in New Norfolk. Remaining warm, although a shower or two developing in Launceston 28, Devonport and Campbelltown both 25. Burnie partly cloudy 22, a shower or two in Strawn 19, 21 and cloudy in Smithton. Showers likely in St Helens and Fingal 24 and much the same for Swansea 22. Forecast for Friday, showers mainly about the west, south and northeast, contracting to the west. Saturday, showers about western central and far southern areas, mainly fine conditions otherwise. As we see out the last day of 2023, we can expect fine conditions apart from a possible shower about the west in the afternoon. Looking north now, remaining warm and sunny in Alice Springs 43, possible storms for Darwin 35, developing showers in Adelaide 29, sunny conditions for both Sydney and Canberra. And right now in Hobart, it's partly cloudy 22. 22 also in Launceston, although it's starting to rain. 25 and partly cloudy in Devonport. Michael, as we expect strong winds about coastal areas tomorrow, we wish the Sydney-Hobart contenders a safe arrival.
Yes, very challenging conditions. Thanks for that, Kaya. That is all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a lovely evening on 7. Good night.